Hey guys, it's Mike, and I want to talk to you about this concept of change. And what I want to really dive into is how difficult change actually is. I think a lot of us have these sort of grand ideas of how we are going to change our lives or how we're going to expect others to change around us. We sort of are not anchored in reality. And so let me give you a reality check about change and actually how hard it is to change our lives, to change our habits, to change sort of the things that we are just been doing for a long time in our lives and actually make a different choice. So they studied people who would go to their doctors and would get a diagnosis from their doctor where the doctor would say, hey, listen, if you don't change your eating habits, if you don't stop eating bacon, if you keep living a sedentary life and don't start exercising and make some different choices around your health, if you don't start doing that, you're going to have a heart attack and you're going to die. And you know what they found after studying literally thousands of people who have gotten this type of information from their doctor? Do you know how many people actually make the necessary changes to improve their health? Only 1 out of 7. One out of 7. That means 6 other people got that exact diagnosis that if you don't lay off the bacon, you're gonna die. They said, well, I'm gonna just keep eating bacon. And I think this is a great snapshot of how difficult it is to change. And so what should we do with that information? Number one, think about things that you've tried to change in your life, how hard that is. And everyone, just give yourself a lot of compassion and realize, you know, it's not easy to change. You may have had some really big, audacious New Year's Eve goals, or maybe you have a certain habit that you're in that you want to change and you've really struggled with that. Just know, like, that's okay. That's pretty normal. And to bring some compassion and love into that place. Second thing, you know what research shows that's actually really helpful to change? It's not identifying some big goal or making some radical shift and pivot in your life, but really to say, what's a micro change? What's a small thing that I can change? And identify just one thing, not 10 things, just one thing that I can change. And when you identify that one thing, just work on that. And what happens is you start changing in micro ways and small ways, then you can actually start building on top of that, and you create the larger change that you want to see. I heard this great quote. I think it's really applicable to what we're talking about. It says, you know, a mountain is moved one rock at a time. And so for you right now, maybe you need to identify what's the one rock that I can just move and focus on, and it's doable and it's measurable, and I can actually accomplish that change in my life. Identify your rock and then start moving it. And then identify another rock and then move that. But start small, give yourself a lot of compassion, and realize that change is really, really hard.